Ladies and gentlemen, here's a practice quiz for you. You can do it on Google Forms, um, but I want to have this up. I'm going to make a video out of it for other people that may want to practice, you know, uh, using Ohm's law. So I'll give this some time. I'll let it run a little bit. You can work out these answers. Then I will go through it and give you the answers. We'll work through it together. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, you should know your first and last name. Hopefully you get that right. Take a look at this real quick. Get a good color here. Write out the 3 Ohms law formulas from the circle Ohms law diagram. Well, you guys know that that is going to be this right here. Okay. You got your volts on top, you got your amps, and you got your ohms. So basically, you're going to have your amps times your ohms. You're going to equal your volts. And then you're going to have your volts divided by your amps. You're going to equal your ohms. And then you're going to have your volts divided by your ohms. You're going to equal your amps. So, can you read that? Yeah, I think you can read that. Get a little closer. Yeah. So that would be your answer right there. Amps times ohms equals volts. Volts divided by amps equals ohms, and volts divided by ohms equals amps. So, hey, write that a little clearer for you. That's the key to all of this. For that circle is really all you pick and need. So again, volts equals amps times ohms. And then amps equals volts divided by ohms. And then ohms equals volts divided by amps. Okay, you should know, so that should all be like in your freaking brain, like seared in there, never to go anywhere. This is an easy one using volts and amps, write the formula for watts. So watts is volts times amps equals watts, okay? Now, if you're going to use this as a practice, you could pause the video and then, do them all, and then you can check yourself as I go through here. The neat thing about this is we can make another little circle thing if we want. We can do our circle, only this time we'll put watts up top, and we'll put volts on the bottom, okay? And we'll put amps over here. So again, volts times amps equals watts, but that also means if you don't know one of the other three, let's say you don't know your watts, you multiply it, but let's say you know your watts, okay? So that would be watts divided by volts equals amps. Or you could have watts divided by amps equals your volts. So it worked. This right here can work just the same as that one, but you got to put different values in. But that saves you from all the algebraic stuff, the algebra, if you're don't know algebra. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Use it. It works. It's easier to remember. Of course, if you're good at math, then you just automatically know what to do, how to solve for the equation. Okay, so we're going to use Ohm's law and this little guy right here to solve the rest of these. So what is the voltage? All right. So the voltage right here, that's the one we don't know in the red. So we know that we do our circle deal, okay? We don't know what the volts are, but we know the amps are 5, and we know the ohms are 10. So 5 times 10 is 50. 50 volts is the answer. There you go. So the next one is we don't know the amperage, okay? But we do know the voltage and the resistance. Again, do your little circle, okay? We know the amps. We don't know the amps, but we know the ohms are 24. We know this is 120. 120 divided by 24 equals 5 amps. This will be 5 amps. Ah. One, two, three, four, 5. Yep. All right. I get going to be left-handed here. Let's see here. Get out of the way here. All right. What is the resistance of this one? Same deal as we drew. Do our little circle. Do our little deal there. We know we got 24. We don't know the ohms. We know the voltage, 240. 240 divided by 24 equals 10. So this would be 10 ohms resistance, okay? What is the wattage of this light bulb? There's your formula for watts right there. We know our volts times our amps. So volts times amps, volts times amps equals watts. So 10 times 6 equals 60 watts. Now, what is the amps in this circuit here? This one here. Now, what I should have done is left. No, this will work good. So you got 10 volts and you got 40 watts. Well, we can jump up. We can use our little deal that we got right here, okay? So we know we got 40 watts up top. There's 40. And then we don't know our amps, but we know our voltage. So 40 divided by 10 is 4. So we'd have 4 amps. What is number 9? What's the resistance in this circuit? Well, got a lot of information there you all don't need, but like, for instance, that 500 watts, yeah, that's kind of cool. It tells you it's a 500 watt light bulb. Let's see here. Volts times amps. Volts times amps equals 500. 5 times 100 equals 500, 500 watts. But the question is asking, what's the resistance there? So you really don't even need the 500 watts. Just use your Ohm's law. You know, you draw your circle there, and you put your voltage on top, 100, and then you got 5 on the bottom. 5 will go into 100 20 times, so your resistance is going to be 20 ohms. And the last one is easy. How many watts in this motor? Well, 1 horsepower equals 746 watts. So 2 of them would equal, that would be 746 plus 746. It equals 1,492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Anyway, 1,492. So there you go. There's a little practice. I'll make a little practice video. Hopefully you started at the beginning and worked it all out, and this is how you can check your answers. All righty. Thank you, gentlemen. Where's my mouse? There it is. Y'all have a good day.